Hi YouTube, Unkert here. In this video, we're going to look at the CSV module in Python. So to use the CSV module, I have to import it. So I'm going to type import CSV, okay? And then I'm going to go down and I am going to first write to a file. So to write to a file, one way we can do it is use a list. So I'm going to create a brewery list. And it's going to be a list of nested lists. So we're going to create our first list here, which is the G1 Ski Bar in Vale. I'm going to give an address, 278 Hanson Ranch Road, and I'm going to give a city of Vale. Okay, so that'll be my first list. We'll do maybe 3 of these. Okay, second one will be Vale Brewing Co. And the address will be 41 290 US Highway 6. And that'll be in Eagle Vale. Okay, and then the third one will be Syndicate Brewing Company. And that is located at 203 Summit Place. And the address for that is Silverthorne. Okay, so that's our list. And we can write to a CSV file by iterating through the list. So I'm going to say with open Colorado beer data.csv, and I'm going to say the mode equals W for writing to the file. We could, if we've already have a file, we could use A for appending, but I'm going to use just W as writing. And we're going to say as CSV file. This will be the variable that we name. And then we're going to say CSV writer equals, and we'll do CSV dot, and when we do the dot, we bring up a method, and we have this writer method here, and we can pass in the file. So I'm going to pass in the variable for the file, CSV file, and I'm going to give a delimiter. Okay, so a delimiter, and we'll set that equal to just a comma there, and now we can start to use this. So the first thing I'm going to do is write I'm going to use write row, which is a method. So I'm going to take this CSV writer and I'm going to do dot, and then we can do write row. And what I want to write is a list with the brewery name. Okay, we want the address and we want the city. Okay, and that's going to be the first line. And then I'm going to say for item in the brewery list, this nested list up here in brewery list, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this CSV writer and do dot write row, okay, and then I'm going to pass in the item, okay. And let's just do a quick format here, and let's test this out, okay. And delimiter. I think I spelled delimiter wrong, so I think I gotta spell, is that it? How do I spell it? D-E-L. Delimiter. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Thanks, PyCharm. Delimiter. There we go. That's why it was giving me a bit of a warning. Okay, so now let's try that again. Okay, and it finished. Okay, with exit code 0, which is always nice. That means that it ran smoothly. And now we can take a look, and we can see we have our comma-separated value file. So that's pretty cool, and we wrote to it using this CSV module. Okay, let's create another file here. So what I'm going to do, let's create another new file, and this time what I want to do is I want to print out the data from a CSV file. So let's call it retrieve. I'll hopefully I can spell this right, retrieve from csv.py, okay? So we'll create that file, and let's close out the sidebar here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off by importing CSV, okay? And then we're going to go down, we're going to say with open, and let's read from the file we just created. So let's read from Colorado, beerdata.csv, and we'll say as, and we're going to create a variable called, we can call it what we want, but let's call it CSV_file. And we'll say CSV reader, we'll create a variable called CSV reader equals, and we'll do CSV dot, and we'll use this method reader, okay? And then we'll pass in the CSV file, okay, and delimiter. There we go. I spelt this. Man, my spelling is not great. Okay, and then we're going to start with a line count because maybe we want to give a line count in the first line. We want to do something different. And at the end, maybe we'll say, this many lines. So we'll say line count, create a variable line count, set it equal to 0. And we'll say for row in, and then we'll do CSV reader. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to say if, it's on the first line, so line count double equals 0. What we'll do is we'll print, and we'll do a format string, okay? And I'm just going to label it the top column, so this is the top column in the CSV file. And what I'm going to do is we'll pass in a variable, but we'll pass in this delimiter, and we'll do the .join method, okay? And we'll join a row, okay? So we'll join the entire row, all right. And then after that, we need to increment the line count, okay? So we'll take line count and do plus equals 1, all right? So that'll increment it up. Otherwise, what we want to do is we want to do another print statement, a format string, and we'll say row, and 0 is going to be the name, is located at, and we'll do row 1 is the street address, and then row 2 will be the city. So row 2 will be the city, okay? And then we can also say line count plus equals 1, and we can tell us how many lines we've read. So let's go back here and do another print and do a format string and say something like you printed, and then we'll do line count lines from the CSV file like a boss, okay? And naturally. Okay, and now let's run our program, okay? So we've got the top column as brewery name, address, and city. And then we say the G1 Ski Vale Bar is located at 278 Hanson Ranch Road, Vale. Vale Brewing Company is located at 4120, etc. And then at the bottom, you printed 4 lines from the CSV file like a boss. So that's pretty cool. You always want to do stuff like a boss when you're coding. All right, so that's one thing we can do. The final thing I want to show you in this video is writing from a CSV file to a dictionary. So let's open up this sidebar here and create a new file. And this new file will be, let's call it retrieve _ CSV file to dict.py, okay? And I'm going to close out the sidebar here. And I'll start off by importing the CSV module, okay? And I'll say with open, and we're going to open the same file, so Colorado beerdata.csv as CSV_file, okay? We can say CSV reader, and we can do something a little different here. We can say CSV dot, and what we want to do is DictReader, okay? So we want to do the DictReader class here, or sorry, the DictReader method, and we want to pass in the CSV, actually it's class, CSV file, okay? And then we want to take the line count, or we want to create a line count. We want to create a line count, say it's equal to 0. Again, that's for something in the first row. And what I'm going to do this time is with the first row, I'm just going to discard it, okay? So to do that, I'm going to say for row in CSV Reader, and we'll say if line count double equals 0, then all we'll do is just to discard it, we'll just increment the line count and do nothing else. Okay. Otherwise, what we'll do is we also want to create a dictionary list. So let's create a dictionary list that holds all these dictionaries. So I'm going to say my underscore dict list equals and just an empty list. Okay. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to say my dict list dot append, and then we'll append a dictionary. Okay. And we'll do that. We'll say first off the key will be the name, and then what we'll get is the row with the key of name. Now we're going to take a look. It's going to be brewery name. Okay. So we're going to have that exactly as is. So I'm going to say brewery space name. Okay. Then we'll do a comma, and we'll do the address will be the next key, and what we'll do is row, and then again I want to take a look, and we want uppercase address, so it's got to be case sensitive and all that. Address, and then the last one we'll do is city, and we're going to do row, and we'll do, I think it's city and uppercase, yes. Okay, so city, and that'll be that. We don't need to, we just want the line count to discard the first line. Let's format this. Let's see, PyCharm is saying, okay, so now let's run this, and now we've got a dict list that was created, but we want to print it out. Okay, so let's go down here, and what we'll do is we'll just print my dict list. Okay, and now what we'll do is we'll run it, and we see we've got our dictionary. Okay, we've got a bunch of dictionaries. Each dictionary is for a different brewery, and that's in our list. Okay, so that's another thing you can do with the CSV module. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, could you give it a like and subscribe to the channel? Thanks for watching.